Okay, Terry, are you ready?
Are you ready? I wanted to do a picture that told the story, you know, the newspapers about the headlines about the posthumous Oscar for Finch who died. And I wanted to capture that sort of moment of numbness. Every time I've come to the Oscars, I'm sick to death of the only pictures you ever see of people holding it up and laughing and grinning insanely and all that. Because I used to see them the next day and they're in a daze because their money gets doubled or tripled. They get every top offer of every film. You know, everyone wants the Oscar winner. And they're in a daze, and I wanted to do a picture that captured that. And that picture now has become really, really famous. And I'm hoping that somebody can top it, get an idea to take that idea on. They arranged for Paramount to get all their top stars in one picture. I mean, there's movie stars from every generation there. I knew Elizabeth Taylor really well at this time. And we did these pictures with everyone in it, you know, a huge group shot. Then we went inside and I'm looking for Elizabeth Taylor. So I go out in the corridor and she's leaning up against the wall. I said, what are you doing out here? I said, you're the biggest star in Hollywood. I said, everyone wants to meet you. She said, I don't know anybody. I said, but you know, they all want to know you. You're the biggest star in the world ever at the moment. You know, it's when she was the height of her career. So she said, I said, well, who do you want to meet? She said, I'd love to meet Robert De Niro and Harrison Ford. So I put her on my arm, I walked back in the studio, and I walked straight up to Harrison Ford and say, Harrison, this is Miss Taylor, she'd like to do a picture with you. And the same with Robert De Niro and all that. And she was right as rain. But it was a great, great lesson in me realising even the most popular, biggest movie star of all time was nervous of meeting other movie stars. That's how those girls are. They never think they're the best or the thing. They all think there'll be somebody else around the corner. And they're right, of course, as time progresses. Not one of the beautiful women, and there has been some stunners like Ava Gardner and Bridget Bardot and all that, not one of them thought they were beautiful. I used to tell them they're beautiful and they just laughed at me. They're very modest, these women. It's the ones who do think they're beautiful who are a pain in the neck.
I've seen his work all my life, as most of us have, and he's been an inspiration to me. I'm curious about your life as a photographer, because that's been a love of mine.
Right.
You've obviously taken it to the nth degree that most people don't. You said that it's not about the camera. I take the pictures in my head.
Yeah.
The camera's kind of incidental, it's just a tool.
Yes.
And I agree with that. I just was curious to get your bent on.
But I've always felt that. I mean, the camera gets in my way. The fact that I have to use the camera totally affects my process. And I'm still not ever happy with the compositions and things. I mean, the only thing I ever learned properly was when I began was to fill the frame with what I wanted to say. And don't pull it up out of the frame. That's the only lesson I've ever learned. You just get your lighting. Once you've got your lighting, that's it. I mean, I never did any different lighting. I always used a style and technique to shoot, and that was it. No, but I just do it subconsciously. I'm not into tricks. I just do whatever I think at the time. I just don't think about it. I just do it. I wish I did know how it'll work, but I don't. So it's, you know, it just happens. And you know when you got the picture. You know what I mean? There's no point in going on forever. Once you've got the shot, just do a couple more and pack it in.
Welcome to Mouche.
You've taken some of the greatest pictures of me,
yes.
And I say that, you know, with all humility. Is that a word, humility?
Yes, it is now.